So for this little formative quiz, if I just asked you what the discriminant was, could you tell me the formula for the discriminant? Write it down on your iPad. You should know what that little formula is. What is that little formula again? Remember it?
B squared minus 4ac.
Yeah. And what if you do this b squared minus 4ac and you get an answer that comes out negative? I'm going to call this discriminant is. Then what if the discriminant is negative? What if the discriminant is positive? And what if the discriminant is 0? There's 3 different things that you know then. Can you tell me how many solutions? That's also the same as x-intercepts. That's also the same as zeros. It's also the same as roots. How many solutions do you have? Here, here, and here. I'll pause for a second. We can figure that one out. All right, so discriminant is less than 0. Let's see who the dice of destiny choose. It is row 2. And person 4, and he's absent, so I get to pick. Mia, you're closest to that person. What does a less than 0 discriminant mean?
0 real.
Yes, 0 real. And she said real, and that's important because there are imaginary solutions because you got a negative under the square root. All right, then D is greater than 0. Lydia Hedlund, what does it mean if D is greater than 0? 2 solutions, and the last one is the special one, Gray. I know it's 1 solution, but what's special about it? It's the vertex. Good. Because if you think about it and you only have 1 solution, it must look like that, or maybe like that, and therefore the 1 solution would be the vertex. All right, next thing that you have to know is if I have something like this, what do you know about it? You know the vertex. Good. All right. Does the vertex give you the solutions? No. Is there some way you could get the solutions out of this? What way would that be? How would you get the solutions out of this? I'll give you a hint. Usually it says y equals, but then you'd have to set y to 0. Go ahead and solve that one. Just showing you, and there's another way to get the solutions using complete the square. So you got complete the square and you got this, and now you can subtract 7 from both sides. And right away, I can tell that we're going to have imaginary solutions. Seiji, can you tell me why for sure I'm going to have imaginary solutions? Yeah. And since that negative is under the square root, there'd have to be an I involved in my answer. So right away, I'd know this only has imaginary solutions. That doesn't mean you get to just quit, but you can say I root 7 right there, because carrying around a square root of negative 7 isn't good, because you want to leave it that way. You can't leave a square root of negative 7 in your answer. So I root 7. Absolute value x minus 5. Then this can be split into 2 parts. And I think that's good enough. From there, I think you'd all be able to solve it. And there's my answers. And they've got an I in them, so they're clearly not x-intercepts, because they wouldn't have any real solutions. All right. What if I needed you to multiply this? Could you? Give me the final simplified answer for that. If you left 2i squared in your answer, you failed. The whole point was that I squared is what? Negative 1. So if you put that negative 1 with the 2, then it is negative 2 minus 4i. And if you by accident put the I first, you did it wrong. It's supposed to be like this, because the real part's first, imaginary part's second. All right, last but not least, do you know how to complete the square? Well, let's do the hard kind of complete the square. 2x squared plus 16x minus 1. Do complete the square on that so that you can find the vertex. Now, I'm going to hand this out, but I don't want you to start it because I won't have assigned you a partner yet, and you need to finish the problem that's on the board. Okay, if you can factor it, you should. And you might think because there isn't a 2 in everything that you'd be stuck, but no. Actually, when you're doing this, you only factor the first 2 terms anyways. And you only factor out the 2. You could theoretically factor out a 2x out of both of them, but that wouldn't help. Not for complete the square. So I'm just factoring out the 2. And then I'm going to push my minus 1 to the end over here. All right, now half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. And then minus 16, but that'd be a big moment to screw up. Mark, can you tell me what I screwed up?
It's times 2.
Yes, because this 2 will hit that 16, so it has to also hit that to be able to counteract it. Final answer, 2 in the front. X plus square root of 16 is 4 squared. 2 times 16 is negative 32 minus another 1 makes negative 33. Raise your hand if you got that one right. Cool. From here, you could either get the vertex really quick, or you could solve it from here. Solving it meaning getting the x-intercepts by setting y equal to 0. And then you'd subtract 33 divided by 2. This one wouldn't work real nice because you get 33 divided by 2, which is going to be a decimal. So we won't even try that one. But, all right. So there's a good review of what we've done so far. If we were going to have the test today, this is kind of what it would be like. But we're in the middle of a unit. The test isn't until later. So this quiz, I want you to finish this up in about 20 minutes with a partner. All right? So you're going to want to work quickly, and you're going to want to work with that person. All right. Then there's no new homework. We're just going to finish this, grade this, and you're going to turn it in with a score on top. That's all I got for you for the video for today.